Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Just for you, I will take every burden. Through the pain, every step, every turn you make, the breath you take, I'll be right there with you on your road. So let we go. Can you feel it? 10,000 degrees, the sun is beating we west. We must defeat it. They could call the fire brigade, shut down the state. Nothing can stop we, it's plenty energy. There we play, hands up in the air. There we play.
Play.
you feel it? Well, I'm sure that you can. Hey, everybody, good morning to you. Trinidad and Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who are streaming all around this globe. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Good day, everybody. It is another beautiful God-blessed day, so let's say much thanks to the Heavenly Father bringing us together for another day. Everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing, honor to you. Of course, you're listening to New Era TT Radio, streaming to you all day, every day. NewEraTTRadio.com. And it is a good-looking Friday morning. The weekend is here. People, I'm yours truly, Sir Charles, in your company. And of course, yes, we welcome you to the Get Up and Go. Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Good morning. Yep. It's Friday. The weekend has begun, people. So put a smile on your face, whatever you're doing. Even if you are on your commute to work, you should have a smile on your face because it is the weekend. The weekend has begun. So good morning to you all. And of course, wherever you are on the planet. And of course, good morning to my co-hosts, Wendell and Sir Charles. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys. A blessed day to you.
Good morning, Richard. Morning, Sir Charles. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. Well, I don't have to tell you guys how I'm feeling, right?
Yes.
Just forgive me, right? Yeah, I'm sure the listeners today wouldn't mind when they're talking less or even disappearing from the camera sometimes. I'm sure they wouldn't mind that. But it's been another one of those days. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been having some rough ones these days.
Yeah. You know, they always say the common cold. I think the common cold kills more people. People die more from the common cold than any other thing. I could see why they could say that, you know. I can really see why.
Yeah, it's a real terrible feeling, you know.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful, you know. Because as I say, I don't generally get sick. I don't generally get the cold, but I don't know what is this. I really don't know what is this. And imagine you having a doctor telling you, don't drink so much water. You're drinking too much water. I've never heard that before.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one before either.
No, you tell me you're drinking less than down on the liquids. You know? So that's what happened. Anyway, we're here, we're in the land of the living. Happy birthday to the following people today. Michelle Afia Hippolyte, Ren, whoever that is, Lisa Stout, Janie Cox, Ria George, Andrea Perez Sobazu, the woman born today, Trisha Mark. Yeah, it's all women today. All women on my friend list today. Happy birthday to you all, and I hope you all are listeners. And if you're not listeners, I hope someone who knows you is listening and will tell you, hey, yeah, you got a birthday greeting on the Breakfast Show. You need to start watching it, or you need to start logging on to it. Or better, if you have a business, you need to send some business there. Whew. That alone take a lot of air out of me.
Imagine that.
Yeah, but I'll survive. I've been down this road before, so. But as I said, I don't know what is in the news. I have not looked at the news. I got totally disoriented last night. I woke up at some point in time and thinking it's morning. And when I looked at the clock, not the clock and my phone, I saw 8:26. I said, oh, Jesus, don't tell me I missed the whole show. You know, I was just in a mess. I said, I slept through the whole show. Only to realize it was 8:26 p.m. last night. Sure.
Yeah, I kind of had a kind of a night like that also, you know. I mean, I stayed up, I started to write my calypso, and it was moving along pretty good, you know. So I got to bed like about 12:30, and then I got up like around going for 2 o'clock and couldn't go back and sleep.
Yeah. Well, this is the worst. I've had that before, but I never went to bed in the early afternoon, well, early evening, because I think I was up around 6 and knocked out, and then wake back up at 8:26 thinking a whole day gone. That has never happened to me. 2 hours later, I'm thinking the whole day gone. I'm thinking it's 8:26 a.m. Oh, I like some of these people on the chat, on the stream, who can't wait to get in sometimes. Let me see who come in first.
Yeah, that has happened to me though, that you get disoriented because you think it's the time for the following 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It messed me up.
That has happened. And what calypso you writing, Sir Charles?
I was going to ask that to Richard.
You don't say it casually, you know, I was writing my calypso, it was going good, and then I stopped and I'm like, what?
No,
Is that what you sent for us?
So the carnival season is coming up after I have a calypso. So I start to write my calypso. I don't want to give any preview of it.
And you and Clifford Lemon perform on a stage already?
Say that again?
Didn't you and Clifford Lemon perform on a stage already?
I can't remember doing anything like that with Clifford. You know, we do a little MC and stuff, you know. Places I've been DJs, he was the MC and that sort of thing. So there's a kind of synergy that works there. But for the last 2 years, I have sang my calypsos with the Icons tent, you know.
Because, you know, since JW and Blaze sing Palance and raking millions a year, everybody feel they could sing and perform now, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it must have something that could be a catalyst for it.
Two of them was just getting kicks and singing a set of chuppiness and dancing all over the place. And next thing you know, they win road match. I don't know, I'm not sure if they win Soca Monarch, and they were performing in every single fete. Palance, and they dive into Palance and a set of rubbish. And guess what? They rake it in. Now, yeah. Everybody feel they can sing after that.
Palance was one of the biggest road match we ever had. Yes, you call it rubbish.
It was one of the bigger road matches. You're very right. Whole day here in Palance.
Yeah, but in a short, maybe within the next month or so, I'll be able to have it for you guys to listen to.
Okay. All right. Well, you're performing. You had to perform it. You can't just play it. You had to perform it.
Yeah.
I performed. I Talk to the Trees.
Oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. Oh, God. Yay.
But they won't listen.
You make me call God name.
But they never hear me. My voice isn't the best today. The breeze hasn't time to stop and hear what I say. I talk to them all in vain. That's why I had to come and do it, your calypso. Perform it.
Yeah. So that's a good place to start, by the trees.
It's a good time for me to drink my coffee.
Hey, let me send out some birthday greetings to Chris Keller. Happy birthday from his wife, Priscilla. He said he is an avid listener to the show. So have a great weekend and a great birthday, Chris.
You're right, Melchizedek. It's welcome to the seniorism. You're very right. But again, as I say, I don't get sick, but it is. I think it's more my mind and what's been going through my mind and my body. I think that's what it is. I just taken on too much crap and people with the crap and
mental stress.
Yeah, it's that's what it is. It's just too much stress I'm dealing with, and that's probably what's affected me. You know.
Let's get to some good news. I have a couple of clips. One is a kind of a little long, so maybe I might, truncate it a little. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Time for good news.
have proverbs and sayings in Trinidad and Tobago. There is no need to explain. If you know, you know. Short and direct, straight to the point. No one can deny. The sayings we have in this country will make you laugh till you cry. Who do hear does feel, and one hand do clap. Friend does carry you go, but they do bring you back. Never buy cat in bag, do count egg in foul bottom. What sweet in goat mouth does sour in he bam bam. Monkey know what tree to climb, do make track for goatee to pass. Remember, where horse does reach, jackass does reach and pass. You hear me? The sayings you will hear if you listen carefully. Wisdom and common sense, logic and philosophy. Children learn it from the old folks, so everyone would know and express it in the language of the land of Calypso. All skinty do laugh, fish does rotten from the head. If you want to catch Kobo alive, you have to play dead. What do kill does fatten, basket do hold water. Monkey do see own tail, you do catch fly with vinegar. Try and always take in front before in front take you. Go for luck and see for luck, what monkey see monkey do, I tell you. The way we speak might seem funny to folks from another land. Some will find it difficult, impossible to understand. But they are amazed at the logic when they get an explanation. Then they can appreciate what we say in the Twin Islands. Old firewood easy to catch, you can't make love on hungry belly. Common sense make before book sense, cockroach have no right in foul party. Who in the kitchen does feel the heat, better belly bust than good food waste. Your own teeth does bite your tongue, does cut off your nose to spite your face. And don't let the left hand know what the right hand do. Don't damn the bridge you cross, what a meet you air past you. Wipe your mouth when you're done it, you can't play mass and freight powder. Throw water on your house when your neighbor house on fire. And dog don't make cat, goat don't make sheep. Mango don't fall far from the tree, God don't ever sleep. Always look out for rain when you have cocoa in the sun. All skinty do laugh, never trust a politician. I tell you, all skinty do laugh, never trust a politician. You hear me? All skinty do laugh, never trust a politician.
Guess the top 5 countries that party the hardest.
Brazil.
Brazil is number 1 on that list. Easy.
You ever been to Carnival?
I have.
Is Colombia on that list?
Colombia, surprisingly, is not on the list.
Mexico.
Mexico is number 3 on that list.
They love a good old fiesta.
Even funerals turn into fiestas there.
The Dominican Republic.
That is not on the list.
I did a high school trip there, so I thought I might throw it in.
This country invented techno, and they haven't slept since.
Is it Germany?
Germany is number 4 on the list.
They have a whole holiday focused around drinking beer.
5 is gonna piss you off.
Is Canada number 5?
Canada is number 5 on this list.
Like, dude, there's no way. Where?
Canada might be ranked low for nightlife, but you can't beat the cottage weekends.
Trinidad and Tobago?
Trinidad and Tobago is number 2 on the list.
You ever dated a Trini gal?
I want to now.
Hit that follow button for more lists.
Right up there.
So I'll give you all 2. Of course, the first one is George Rampersad, who would have written and sang the song that you would have seen. So kudos to George Rampersad for putting in many of the sayings of Trinidad.
Yes, I don't think he missed out any.
You don't leave foul to watch corn.
That was in between there also?
No, he didn't say that one. He was cockroach and foul party.
Yeah.
You know, have cockroach and foul party, but you don't leave foul to watch corn. We have so many, There are so many. So, for of course, for foreigners who are watching, you know, that's just some of the sayings that Trinis have. I suppose other countries have similar sayings in different ways. I guess they may say it, you know. But that's how we say it, you know, in a lot of ways.
Tobago have its own sayings,
Oh,
because Tobago have their own thing that they say.
Yeah.
And we would have heard a lot of it coming out from Dr. Rowley mouth during his term as Prime Minister.
Yeah,
You used to say some things that you said, what?
I would say thank you to David West, of course, for the one with the party hardest list. He sent it to me. With the video already downloaded, Wendell.
Yeah, I tell you, that's David. That's David's passion, you know.
Yeah.
David does that.
It's easy to just bring it into, you know.
Yeah.
I suppose we could go to saying how good morning to people in the stream.
Yeah, we could. Joyce Phillip came in first at 12:10. Valerie Mendoza, Boy Bidesi. You have to forgive me if I skip a few this morning. In fact, not skip names, but skips what they say, right? Susan Jessup, Brennan Smith, unless they give a specific greeting. Michael Cadet, Wendy Ann and Frank James, Ava Smith, Margaret Thomas, Marlon Motley, Robert Taylor, Odell Guy, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Diane Payne, Carol Guevara, Diana Hamill, Kathy Ann Charles, CJ from New York, Norris Ferguson, Ozzy Molino, Slick Money Grip, Gavin Frank, James Kamau, I just slow down for you. Ambrose Blanc, Wayne Ramsey, Shirma Paul, Lambert Bruce, Mango Gelato, Anne Noel, Rena Jennings, Trinidad Margot, Siobhan Shogun. Blessed day to Glenda Rigo. She's giving a special greeting to Glenda Rigo. I think that's how you pronounce that name. Melchizedek. Yeah, I did a COVID test, Mango Gelato. I didn't, and it came up negative. Claire Lendo Rollins, Larry Charles, Helen Prescott, Julia Batiste, Hilary Zan. I haven't seen or heard from you in a while, Hilary Zan. Felix Kazo, Mike Sankofa, Mango Gelato say rain going to fall. Felix Kazo, Wendell is suffering from Lakadu, maybe. Yeah. Melchizedek, yes, Sankofa. Gregory Boyer says good morning. Mrs.
Good morning,
R.
Gregory.
Said Rich, Kerry, and Nick. Rich, Kerry.
Oh, wait, Kathleen, his wife Kathleen's birthday is today, Wendell.
Who's that?
Gregory Boyer.
Oh, today's her birthday? Oh, yes, you did say that.
Happy birthday, Kathleen. Madam Kathleen.
One morning I choose not to read. Morning and happy birthday, Kathleen. I
Happy
hope
birthday
Gregory
to
does
you.
something absolutely special for you today. Right? Mrs. R says, Rich, Kerry, and Nick and Zara say special good morning. I am up by them.
Okay, good morning to you guys. Good morning, Zara. I've never met Zara. And good morning, Kerry and Nick.
Yeah, I know who they are. And good morning to Kerry and Nick too. Bernadette Yates says good morning. Carol Guevara, Diane Payne, Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Richard Jemmett says, and his mother Josephine is also locked on. Diane Payne says, I love it. Susie B, yes, Wendell, a reduced liquid diet. I was also put on it recently. Yeah, I found that strange, but I'll check it out. I didn't look at it, but I'll look at it. Ron DeSantis Jr., all right, a lot of repeats. Brent Hackshaw, Hazel Will, Apollina's, Chris Toussaint says 7 hours drive to Connecticut today. His daughter is heading back to school. 7 hours drive, wow. Michael Robinson says early birthday blessings to my nephew, Kwesi Robinson. Enjoy your special day tomorrow. Okay, happy birthday, Kwesi. Apollina says good day to all. DL says good morning, guys. Paulinas and Carl M. Jack also says blessed morning. All right, so those are the greetings on the chat. So Charles?
Okay, yeah, moving along here. Let me say good morning to Cynthia Aaron. She's out there in the US. Also to Foxy, good morning. Kenwin Indigo Martin, Oliver Manwaring in Chaguanas, Kent in Laventil, Fifi in Addis Ababa, Carlon in Caranage. Good day to you, Carlon. Take care, everybody. All right. Terry Ann Peters, good morning. Priscilla, good morning. Frank Andrews out there in Aruka. Zena, good morning. Captain Ron, good morning. And Brenda out there in Penal, good day to you also. Yeah, that's it for here for now.
All right, we'll take a commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll do headlines.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Coach, yes, Coach, are you passionate about serving others and supporting people as they reach the highest version of themselves? My name is Jesse McBarrow, and I've been able to earn a living as a life coach serving people all around the world, and so can you. Are you ready to be internationally certified? Enroll today for this program and learn everything that you need to know about being a professional life coach. Listen, there are payment plans available as well too, so see you in class.
For registration, contact the Institute of Health and Fitness at 336-4935.
All right, so we are back, and of course, we can do the headlines at this point. And we start with you, Wendell, with what you doing, the Express.
Yeah, of course. Let's get it here. Where did it go? All right. It disappeared from my phone. The headlines in today's Online Express: a love for service. Don't you dare Trump. That's a defiant Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro says that. Relay silver from the sprinters. Team TTO in silver medal mode again yesterday. TNT begin Billie Jean quest for 7th. Also, stories trending in the Online Express reads: showdown at sea, U.S. warships steam towards Venezuela. Camille breaks silence on absence, and that's Camille Robinson Regis. Masked gunman opens fire at penal store, owner dies. I will kill you. Superior cop threatens family, then disappears. Okay, I know that story. Pleasantville man shot and killed in Blitz Village. Those are all stories trending in today's Express Online. Okay.
All right, and I'll go straight to the Newsday. The Newsday for today. Some of the trending stories. PNM call on government to assist lead off workers. CPSO tariffs could lose Trinidad and Tobago almost $300 million in revenue. Acting CEO Wassa is on a mission to become efficient and responsive. Fishermen want Kamla to address party boat. That's use of Sando facility. And PTSC manager Munsaf was a model employee. Pan American intruder breaks through glass door to escape security guards. And school discipline, AI textbooks discussed at ministers and principals meetings. So that's some of the trending stories in the Newsday today. I suppose the PNM raising the issue of assist laid off workers must be in light of that. Was that a suicide that you had sent me, Wendell?
Yes.
Because he was laid off from the reforestation program, which they had stopped together with the CPEP contract or something like that.
Very sad story. Both he and his wife were laid off.
Both he and the wife worked in the same place, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very sad story. And people get so despondent and hopeless.
The thing I worry about suicides is that they trigger others, eh?
Yeah. No, I mean, being laid off from work is a huge issue.
Mm-hmm.
It goes at the stability of your entire life.
Yeah.
And some people are glib about it, but you can't be glib about it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the thing about it also is not, it might be very well inside of the trigger because we had like about 5 or 6 other persons within the last week or so that, last couple of weeks that have been committed suicide. Mm-hmm. So we have to look at it. Anyhow, in The Guardian today, Port of Spain to host full day of events to replace Independence Day parade, as the Port of Spain Mayor Chinua Alain says, while people may interpret the cancellation of this year's Independence Day parade in their own way, the city corporation's priority is ensuring children are not deprived of the chance to celebrate. All right. Also, Venezuela, China, and Alba condemn U.S. Navy action. You know, they had a virtual meeting yesterday. Police corporal held under detention order for being a gang member. Interesting story, Wendell.
Was that, sorry?
A police corporal held under detention order for being a gang member.
There's only one there. You want the detail?
Yeah, guys. Check the army also. Comes to ensure all government ministers remain safe. DCP Benjamin. Detention order claims suspect confessed to 30 murders, plans to kill more. And 1 killed in shop attack, another slain at market shed. Those are just some of the headlines in today's Guardian.
I wonder what prompted them to go after that police. What did he not do to gain the ire for them to come after him? Because I keep telling commissioners of police, we've been telling them, if you don't clean up the police service, you're wasting your time trying to clean up this country, you know. Your biggest problem lies within. You understand? So to hear one police officer detained under the SOE, for what, being a gang member? Well, you now start to detain.
That is probably anyhow. Let me go there.
No, there we go. We done there.
We done.
What you do? What he do that get them to go after him? What he doing different from all the others who involved?
All right, so
Yeah, but suppose you could open up the lines at this point. You know, it is the day that the mic is yours to our listening audience, where you can bring up anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Richard, I had sent that video with David Naked for you.
You did send it, yes.
Because, you know, we never really touched on that. I mean, he is one of the people I don't like to give any kind of prominence, but it was really despicable when I listened to what he had to say.
All right, so we have some people online. Let's go to the lines. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell. Great and blessed good morning again to you all, gentlemen. I just want to say thank God for the week. The week has begun, Richard. To Wendell, you know, on box as usual, and Sir Charles with you, darling. It's happy Sundays, 2 p.m. Oh gosh, I know it's gonna be epic. Sir Charles, I don't tell you already. Sunday, you had to cut up them tunes and them, eh? If the tune is 4 minutes, you had to cut it to 2. Because it's getting bigger and bigger, gentlemen. I just so love. I'm just calling just to say I so love NETT Radio Network. I just love your program. I love the topics. You're always on point, always on the ball. Anything that going on in the country of Trinidad and Tobago and around the Caribbean and around the world, you're on top of it. Gentlemen, thank you. And one more thing, Trinidad and Tobago, you'll have a blessed, productive, and safe day, my dear.
Right. Thanks,
thank you very much for the endorsement there, Susie.
I hope you win the lotto.
Yeah.
See, this is the, before we take any more calls, this is the Joshua Regrello video that they were talking about, where he celebrated his birthday, I think it was, in Ghana.
He's eating fufu in the end there, you know. That is fufu. Plantain and meat. That's one heavy food coming out of Ghana. Eh?
I have a caller there. Mr. Patrick, good morning.
Fufu.
Hey, morning, sir.
Let me eat some of your fufu now. That sounds so
sexy.
It does. You have any fufu for me to eat?
Mr. saying DV7 radio boys.
Yeah. But that's what man eating there and planting fufu.
It's plantain and meat? Is that what it is? That's what it's called? Fufu?
Yeah, it's plantain. It's mostly plantain.
Good morning, Mr. Patrick. But Mr. Patrick, I know you know about fufu.
All right. Nice. All right. This morning, Thank God we here could laugh and have fun. Yesterday I was having a little co-wheel in a certain place and I was talking to a guy and he told me the guy that commits suicide is some relative thing. Nice? And he told me that his wife, mother, is a contractor in CPEP. And they lay off all of them. And the guy was suffering from depression. He was by his mother for Sundays crying. And next thing the man commits suicide. You see, a lot of people feel when they lay off people and they send people home and they take food out of people's mouth and children's mouth. That is a good thing, boy. That could never be a good thing, boy. So I think last week I called the radio and I said somebody telling me, are you NC member? Telling me nothing wrong with laying off people. People understand what they say when they lay off people and fire people. Now, the man family in a messy family. Because I think he has a 19-year-old son and another child. And this going on with a lot of people that know unemployed. So, I don't know what's going on, but have some sympathy and empathy for people. And the government always try to rehire back people somewhere that will get money to sustain their family. That's all I have to say this morning.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. Well said, well said. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you doing? Heading out here to San Diego shortly, driving. Hey, quick question for you all. That gentleman there, with the video clip that Richard played. Good morning, Richard. What is that? The doctor, wheelchair bound doctor? Is that the same guy? One carnival on stage in the Savannah put on one wicked wine on a beautiful woman. It really floored me. I mean, he was like all long beard and stuff. He looked as though he, sleeping in front of Royal Bank. Is that the same guy?
I don't know. I have no clue.
George Rampasa. It's easy to find out. Just Google it.
What's his name? George what?
George Rampasa.
Rampasa. Okay. Yeah. I think it's him because I remember somebody showed me that video and they said, yeah, he's a doctor. So I wonder it might be the same guy, so on. Hey, in light of everything that happened, and it's Friday, so we ain't going too heavy into me at least, ain't going no heavy in politics and all that. But I tell you something, this situation in Venezuela reminds me of the Panama invasion. And here's an interesting thing. Maybe you can use it as a poll question. But when, people like when they're going to grab someone, like remember the dictator Manuel Noriega in Panama? When they grabbed him, the code name for when they grabbed him was Pineapple Face, right? Because you look at the guy. So I'm kind of very curious, and I'm wondering for this chap here, the bus driver in Venezuela, what might be the code name for him? And even with presidents, you have special code names to give for him. And Obama had a cool one. It was Renegade, because he was rather different. So there's a little too sensitive to something here. Anyway, guys, you all have a great weekend, okay?
All right.
Yes.
I don't know if you all saw the comments of the Venezuelan Minister of Defense, Vladimir Padrino Lopez. He threatens severe consequences to Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago. Padrino Lopez claims the brilliant President Donald Trump is after Venezuela oil, and Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago are facilitating the USA. Padrino also claims that TNT is now in bed with the US CIA and ExxonMobil. That was a story that came out yesterday.
Hello, good morning.
Never a dull
Hi,
moment.
good morning to Charles.
Morning
Good
to you,
morning to
caller.
Wendell. To Richard.
Morning, sir.
I want to get some information from Richard.
You have to take down your device in the background there or something that you have.
That how the case with Rajay Ali and these guys, right? I want to know why it takes so long to get the case started, and what would prevent it from starting? Because this thing is about 8 years or going on 10 years old now, right? And it can't start. Who is to say, all right, tomorrow this case will start and it will run until it ends? How do they go about that? Because it's just doesn't to know, well, the state don't want this case to start or what. They fear that it may implicate some high-ranking officials, as the case may be. When you reason these cases can't start, these high-profile cases start and finish.
I mean, it's difficult to give you an answer that can coherently satisfy that question. The criminal justice system is in a state of backlog. So you have new criminal rules, of course, that now operate with regard to the filing of certain documents. They even put timelines on it, where you have to file certain documents. But even with all of that, if you notice, the DPP, I think himself said that there is no, I'm paraphrasing him, but that there is no undue delay in terms of the Raji Ali case, and in terms of generically, in terms of specifically that case, it's just part of the backlog. I think that's what he was saying. But I may have misquoted him, so my apologies if I did. But basically, because he responded to the criticisms of why that case has not started. But there's a huge backlog. And when you have a case with multiple accused, it becomes even more complex, because it means now you have just the paperwork alone in terms of the filing of the various indictments on those individual accused is considerable. And then, of course, all your witness statements, whatever it is that you have that makes up your case, because you have to have a case that you think, as a prosecutor, is beyond reasonable doubt. Remember, that is the bar that the criminal justice system has to meet. That if you are to convict somebody, it has to be beyond reasonable doubt. So you have to have an amass of evidence that you think buttresses your case in terms of Dana Sitael's murder, that these were the people, and beyond reasonable doubt, you can prove it in court as a prosecutor. Of course, defense attorneys will be trying to punch holes in that and say, you don't meet the standard of reasonable doubt. So there's a lot of paperwork involved in terms of that. I don't know if there are any unusual arguments and stuff, like in Vindra Naipaul Kuhlman's case, which also took a while to be heard, but then, and also took maybe, what was it, a year and a half or nearly 2 years. I think the Vindra Naipaul Kuhlman case was being heard in the court system. It took a while because they had all sorts of new kind of evidential issues that arised in that particular case. So each case will be different, but anytime it's multiple accused, it's a behemoth in terms of what's before the system. But that in itself is not what explains it. I think it's also the queue of cases going up into the system. And I know a lot of the criminal justice amendments were trying to hurry up that queue by making certain timelines, but I don't know. I'm not in the criminal justice system. I just know it, from being involved. But
you know what is interesting about
what it is at this point. That's why when people get, the only plus with murder accused now, and you all might find it strange for me to say plus, but if you are accused of murder, let's assume, Sir Charles, you were just at a bar, supper for a Carib, and some fracas take place and somebody dies. And you were there, and they arrest everybody, they arrest 7 people, and they charge you for murder. Previously, you are you completely innocent. You were just there, a standby. but you're in the system because there was no access to bail. And you could be in the system for 7, 8 years and be completely innocent. Now, of course, because of some Privy Council decisions, you have access to bail. But prior to that, you didn't, even though a lot of the other jurisdictions did give you bail for murder. But Trinidad was one of those that did not give you at all. Yeah. So you could be totally innocent and sitting down in a jail cell for 9 years.
And then to me, the bail criteria is a next story by itself too.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a normal plebs and you don't have that kind of money,
yeah, that's another conversation.
You understand? But I think what I'm hearing from the caller also is that even as a citizen looking on in all this whole thing, 10 years, 12 years, oh gosh, because I remember the DPP did respond in a way, but he still cannot even tell us, well, look, in the next 2 years it will start. He still can't tell you anything.
Yeah. No. Is it ridiculous that somebody has to wait 10 years to go before the court system? Absolutely it is.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Mr. Richard. Good morning, Wendell.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Grant.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We're listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, now listen. You see this delay in the judiciary system? I did jury service about 3 times. Where I can understand is you as a juror doing a service, you have to be in court for 8 o'clock for run roll call. Okay? And when you stay on there whole day, and when you do the call for a case, a lawyer will come and send a clerk to ask for time off because he have a case in queue, like let me say one in San Fernando and one in Arima. So that case has to stand down. They call a next case again and so it keeps going on. I've always been saying, it's a pastor law, no lawyer is supposed to have more than 10 or 12 cases on the docket. Because one man could be in about 30 and 40 cases lined up. And the next thing, the cases now, they want to know what cockroach pass the lawyer for the accused. Where's a statement. They want to know the statement. So they were calling all the backlog and thing in this country. And it's with David Akin, that guy was a disruptive man since he going to school. And we Trinidadians, we allow this stupidness to continue because a man could call the president of the country and the ex-prime minister black and insipid and all kind of thing. And we sit down and let them put back that kind of thing here and he robbers back in the parliament. This country, we too jokey. And the prime minister is the hard president prime minister to take full responsibility for that. And you know, when you're looking nice with your armless boy. You take it.
Armless?
I might try and commit up over the independence weekend because I ain't got for emancipation, not all with the foot boy. Really.
All right. But I want a fun t-shirt, it's how the background looking.
I don't know what we see now, armless.
Armless.
Yeah. But the you raise another important part of the thing too. Jury duty. The amount of people. I mean, once I was called for jury duty, and I had to go and give a reason why I don't want to be part of it, and had like a whole room. People were all outside for people who came also for different, I suppose, things to say why they don't want. Trinidadans like they don't want to do this jury duty, and that length of time too is what could probably be making people not want to even be involved in certain things because like when you're inside of that for 10 and 12 years, you can't get on with your own personal life and all that sort of thing.
Our poll is up on the screen here, folks, for those of you who want to vote whilst we continue to take calls. The poll is up. Are you concerned that the mass layoffs have triggered an increase in suicides in Trinidad and Tobago? All right, that's our poll. So you could continue to vote whilst we continue to take calls, okay? All right?
All right, so 281-1315, 281-1315. We're still taking your calls because today's show is dedicated to you, where you can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about.
Yeah. And could we just focus on voting for now so that I don't have to go through a ton of messages from certain people with all the back and forth of hate? That is the only way I could describe it. Hate and insults. Just focus on voting for now, right? But we could take a call or two still up to 7 o'clock, right?
So start your vote with yes or no.
Yeah, but we can still take your calls.
And put the comments after.
No,
but we're still taking your calls, right?
Take the comments for
and we'll deal with the poll after, when we come back after news.
Yeah. But as I say, we could still take a call unless you want to start counting poll. You want to start?
If you want, whatever you want.
Because nobody ain't calling. Ava Smith, yes. Gregory Boyer, yes. CJ, yes. Candice Weeks, yes. Diane Payne, yes. Hilary Zahn, yes. Chevron Shogun, yes. David McCarthy, yes. Lester Crogwell, yes. Anne Noel, okay. Well, I don't know if that's a vote. Lennox Francois, yes. Susan Jessup, yes. Lincoln, no. Mango Gelato, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. DL, yes. Kazim Mohammed, yes. Curtis Patrick, yes. Anne Noel, yes. She voted no. And Michael Robinson said yes.
Did you give one no in between there, right? You gave one no, right?
Yeah, one no.
Okay.
Lincoln said no. I have another no. You ready?
Yeah.
I have another no from Mr. Black, 86.
Hold on, Wendell. Hold on.
Right.
Call out, good morning.
Yeah.
Hello, morning. What's up? We need water in Arima. And I say no to the pool.
All right. But you only and we should get water for already there?
Arima is served by Hollis and Guanapo. Those on the Guanapo would have gotten some water. I don't know about the Hollis part of the Hollis Reservoir feed. I don't know. But Wassa, Arima needs some water. Apparently, I don't call her. If you call back, tell us whether you from whether you get from Hollis or whether you get from Guanapo.
Or you can send a text also.
Yeah.
Seeing that we at the news.
Let me give you some more poll results, Richard.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Mr. Black, 86, no. Joyce Phillip, yes. Eunice Dublin, yes. Dwayne Sylvester, yes. Michael Cadet, yes. Robert Taylor, yes. Estelita Sampson, yes. Margaret Thomas, yes. Cheryl Henry, yes. Anne-Marie Charles, yes. One of those Anne-Marie Charles I know from long ago playing hockey. Kurt Hope, yes. Miguel Thomas, yes. Rena Boodoo Jennings, yes. And Miguel Gonzalez, yes. All right? So those are the votes we have up until 7. I'll take from Melchizedek when we come back, all right?
Yeah. And when we come back, we'll continue to take your calls.
Yeah.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek, starting with news in the region. The Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of Our America, ALBA TCP, held an emergency summit on Wednesday, declaring support for Venezuela as U.S. warships head toward the southern Caribbean. The virtual meeting, hosted from Caracas, included leaders from Cuba, Venezuela, Bolivia, Nicaragua, and several Caribbean nations, with Honduras attending as a guest. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel warned that the deployment of U.S. naval and air assets under Southern Command was more than a counter-narcotics mission, calling it a threat to regional stability. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro thanked allies for their solidarity, calling ALBA an alliance of warriors for peace. The summit declaration rejected false pretexts for foreign intervention and urged CELAC to convene foreign ministers on the matter. The U.S. has deployed 3 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, the USS Gravely, USS Jason Dunham, and USS Sampson, supported by 4,000 sailors and Marines, saying the mission targets narcotics trafficking. The move follows Washington's $50 million reward offer for information leading to Maduro's arrest and the seizure of alleged assets. Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo made a surprise visit to the Adult Accident and Emergency Department at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex on August 20th. He was joined by Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, chairman of the North Central Regional Health Authority, and members of the department's team. The Health Ministry says Dr. Bodo reviewed operations and patient-centered services, aiming to improve efficiency and outcomes. He stressed that cutting wait times and enhancing customer service remain top priorities for health sector reform. The minister also toured the St. Joseph Enhanced Health Center, meeting staff and patients. According to the ministry, the visit reinforced government's commitment to providing timely, quality, and compassionate care across Tobago's public health system. An extension has been granted for the independent expert panel investigating the death of 6-year-old Jasher Francois. The Ministry of Health says the report is now due on August 25th, giving the panel more time for a thorough review. This includes examining patient records at Southwest Regional Health Authority institutions, interviewing medical staff, and engaging with the Francois family following Jasher's burial. The 4-member panel, appointed on August 11 by Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Basesar, is tasked with determining if proper standards of care and professional responsibilities were upheld. Jasher was admitted to the San Fernando Teaching Hospital on August 7th for a dry cough. After being given oxygen and nebulizer treatments, he received intravenous magnesium sulfate, then complained of burning and vomited. Moments later, resuscitation efforts failed. A hospital post-mortem listed aspiration pneumonitis as the cause of death. But his parents disputed this, and a private autopsy by pathologist Professor Hubert Daisley suggested Jasher also suffered a sudden heart problem during treatment. Jasher was laid to rest on Saturday. The All Tobago Fisherfolk Association is raising the alarm about Venezuelans operating in Tobago's territorial waters. President Curtis Douglas says the activity of these vessels remains unclear, but fishermen fear for their safety. He noted that Tobagonians already face pressure from Bayesian fishermen entering local waters for flying fish, and now Venezuelans are also posing a threat. Douglas says hotspots of activity have been identified off Castora and Bell Garden, and fishermen are too afraid to confront crews they believe may be armed. He is calling on national security to act, warning that nets, lines, and fish traps are being destroyed. Meanwhile, Douglas says ATFA has written to the Prime Minister seeking $3.5 million owed by the Tobago House of Assembly for assistance provided during last year's oil spill. He accused the THA of avoiding the association, despite settling payments with others. The government says it remains committed to transforming the nation's water delivery service. Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Clyde Elder, gave the assurance as he delivered the feature address at WASA's 60th anniversary celebrations at the authority's complex in Lowlands, Tobago, on Wednesday. Elder said the focus is on upgrading aging infrastructure, improving efficiency and accountability, and expanding reliable access to safe water across the country. He stressed that the government's goal is a water sector that is resilient, sustainable, and capable of meeting the growing needs of the population. The minister also praised WASA workers, describing the authority as a lifeline for communities. As part of the celebrations, WASA presented hampers to 10 long-standing customers who have consistently made their payments on time for the past 60 years. In international news, Ukraine has suffered one of the heaviest Russian bombardments in weeks, with more than 570 drones and 40 missiles launched overnight. Officials say one person was killed in Lviv and 15 injured in Transcarpathia, after strikes damaged homes, schools, and even a U.S. electronics plant. Ukraine's Air Force reported downing most of the incoming weapons, but confirmed hypersonic, ballistic, and cruise missiles were among those used. The attacks come as U.S. President Donald Trump intensifies diplomatic efforts to end the war. Trump recently met Vladimir Putin in Alaska and then hosted Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders at the White House. Zelensky has signaled readiness to meet Putin in a neutral venue, naming Switzerland, Austria, or Istanbul, but dismissed Budapest, citing Hungary's close ties to Moscow. Despite diplomatic moves, Zelensky says there is still no sign Russia is serious about negotiations. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
CRS Calypso Productions presents Revival the Concert 5, paying tribute to two Calypso icons, Maestro and Brother Valentino, happening on Saturday 2025. Special performance by none other than Brother Valentino himself. Featured performers will be King Luther, Cardinal, Exposer, Kinte, Ember, Hamedullah, Lady Lystra, Roxy Singh, Brother Mac, Travis the Artist, Tall Blacks, The Messenger, and Sheldon Nugget. Also DJ Cool Moody and more. Taking place at Pleasantville Community Center. Early bird tickets are $150 until the 20th of July. Then it's $200. Time is from 8 p.m. Tickets available at Sion's, Royal Road, and Ateliers by the Park. Or contact 343-5182 or 492-1066. You don't want to miss this one.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
I need a stress-free
we started like we started by the truck. It's a Friday, and of course, you know what? You deserve a party. The party is right here. It's New Era TT Radio, taking you above and beyond. Good morning once again to everybody. Welcome inside the second hour. We're glad to be here with you, keeping company. The breakfast show. And remember, you can get us all day, every day. We're streaming on newerattradio.com. That's newerattradio.com. So when we come off of the TV stream this morning, remember that is where you can get us all throughout the weekend, right? And of course, New Era TT Radio. You can get us on Alexa and all of your Google devices. All right, so we're going to pay a couple of bells and then we're coming back. Continue to vote throughout the break, okay?
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Coach, yes, Coach, are you passionate about serving others and supporting people as they reach the highest version of themselves? My name is Jesse McBarrow, and I've been able to earn a living as a life coach serving people all around the world, and so can you. Are you ready to be internationally certified? Enroll today for this program and learn everything that you need to know about being a professional life coach. Listen, there are payment plans available as well too, so see you in class.
For registration, contact the Institute of Health and Fitness at 336-4935.
You know how they say if you're caught in a rip current at Maracas Beach, you should swim parallel to the shore until you escape it? Well, here's what they don't tell you. Most people panic and forget which way is parallel when they are being dragged out to sea. Plus, those currents can pull you out faster than you can swim. And now you're exhausted, disoriented, and watching the beach get smaller and smaller. So that textbook survival plan, you're still getting pulled out, just more tired. But here's a better survival tip. Instead of taking your chances with unpredictable currents and escaping whatever might be lurking in those dark waters, escape to Naparima Bowl. Come see RSRR Productions' latest hit comedy, You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn, on Saturday the 6th September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 7th September at 6:30 p.m. You'll be laughing so hard you'll forget about any stress in your life. And we all have that. Because why risk getting pulled under when you can get pulled into the best comedy this side of the Caribbean Sea? Warning, may cause tears of laughter and the irresistible urge to bring family and friends next time.
Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future pride. So Marie Kala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Naparima a bowl we in South. September 6 and 7, no doubt. Benita, Leslie, and will show how betrayal steal the show. They promise and directing true. This Trinity for me and you.
Of course, we're back. And we echo. Isn't that lovely? Hello. Hi. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Okay.
Hi. One of those moments. Cool, no problem. I take for
we were in a cyber canyon when
Yes.
But that's how Trinidadians just speak. Always we speak with an echo.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We speak
I
like
will
we're
say
singing.
right. Good morning.
Yeah.
we do.
People say we speak like we're singing.
A lot of
Bob,
people.
our poll, we are now finishing off counting our poll before we get back to calls. So, Wendell, I don't know if you want to continue from where you
Melchizedek said yes. Bernadette Yates said yes. Hazel Will, yes. Carol Guevara, yes. Brennan Smith, yes. Alistair Hart, yes. Joyce Phillip, I agree. Cannot believe someone could say no to this poll. I agree with that. Anne-Marie Charles, yes, Wendell. Anne-Marie is the person who I knew long ago in the hockey days. So she's now living, I think, in Toronto, Anne-Marie. Eh? Yeah, nice that you're on this chat. Scorpion, okay. Scorpion, Kurt Hope and all. Oh God, look, I just vote or do vote. Felix Cazot says yes. You know, it's a simple thing, either yes or no. But you have to analyze everything. All right, let me go. Susan Jessup, sorry, yes. Anne-Marie has confirmed it's her in Toronto. Let me get the poll. It have so much chat in between here. Wayne Joseph, yes. Marcia Rock says yes. Andre Reno says yes. And okay, that's it. Okay.
All right. So on the WhatsApp, just have a few of them today. Pauline says yes. Sexy Red says yes. Captain Ron says yes. Judith out there in Monksend. George, good morning to you. She says yes. Mahi out there in Orlando says yes. Going again. Fifi in Addis Ababa says yes. Joseph Clement says yes. Sean Ram says no. And that is it.
All right, and I have one more. Maria Cellier says yes.
All right, so our poll this morning. Are you concerned that the mass layoffs have triggered an increase in suicides in Trinidad and Tobago? That's our poll this morning. We had 56 people voting on the poll in the allotted time. Of the 56 people who voted, 51 of you said yes. You do think that the mass layoffs have triggered an increase in suicides. And 5 of you said no, you do not think so. So the yeas have it by a huge margin this morning. People who voted yes were by far in the vast majority. 51 versus 5, 56 people in total. That's the end of our poll for this morning.
There's Jeffrey.
Voting is now done.
And Jeffrey is there with the waste paper basket.
Done.
We could go right back to the lines. Y'all couldn't call and talk fast enough for me.
Yeah, so 281-1315, 281-1315. We're opening back up the lines. Of course, I just want people to know that your Dolly Fowl to Watch Corn is on for 2 nights only, coming from a wonderful show in Queen's Hall. It's now heading to Naparima Bowl on Saturday, September 6th at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday, September 7th at 6:30 p.m. Of course, get your tickets now. Tickets are already available at K Squared Fashions in C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chaguanas. So those of you in South, C3 Center, K Squared Fashions has tickets. You should get your tickets early, I'm just saying. And of course, Fens of Marabella by the Roundabout, or Fens of Trinidad and Tobago, I think they are known as now, by the Roundabout in Marabella, that branch inside there also has tickets for those of you in that area. So you can get tickets there. The box office at Naprima Bowl will open on Tuesday, September 2nd. So, but you can get tickets now at C3 Center and at Fens of Marabella by the Roundabout and at Brentwood Mall in Chaguanas by K Squared Fashions.
Okay.
And online. So check RSRR Productions Theatre online. You can also buy your tickets online.
Okay, so we're back to the poll. The phones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go back
So,
to the lines.
Ms. Sampson, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I am so sorry for my country. It amazes me how nobody is protesting for anything. Look at how much is going on. If Dr. Rowley was in office, oh no, so Rowley this, Rowley that, the disrespectful name and whatnot. People dying, people hungry, people unemployed, and every little where madam could get some money, she's shutting down, and nobody is saying nothing. You and here, nobody saying Kamala, Princessa, or Shushila. Nothing is taking place. Like everybody just sit down and taking it. Yes, the woman says she don't care about country, but how far will you go? You can't just send home everybody. If you're vexed with somebody, you go home. This happen, you go home. You ain't running a parlor. I am so disgusted right now. The place is nasty. Nothing is going on. I'm talking about San Fernando. Everywhere you pass have rubbish. And Chelsea, you and Mr. Pinal fall out.
No.
You all have a good day, yes?
I'm sure he's one of these people.
Don't want
I'm
this
sure
stress
he's one of these
to
people
kill me,
who's been
but I am
chatting.
sorry for my country. Everybody picking on Trinidad and Tobago. Would have a guy on TikTok the other day. One asked him, where is the only place you think you couldn't live? Trinidad. Is everything is Trinidad now? It have things happening in America. It have more murders, more shooting, more drive-by, more this, and the next one to talk about Trinidad and Tobago. You all have a good day, yes? Just have a good day. Father,
Thanks, Ms. Sampson. Let me read this. I got this from someone who lives in Florida. In Florida, there were 3,232 homicides in 2024, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In Jacksonville, specifically, there were 76 homicides recorded in 2024, with 11 classified as justifiable homicide. The U.S. Vice President needs to take the boulders out of his eyes before he attempts taking the sand out of Trinidad and Tobago's eyes. Also, this is just the state of Florida. Just the state of Florida. 3,232 homicides.
Okay. What is the population size? You have any idea?
No, I didn't get that.
I wonder if it's a kind of per capita kind of thing. Anyhow, but that's still plenty, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Go Martin, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Ms. Sampson, I agree with you 150%. Oh gosh. And this talk about and the country bigger than we own and all this thing, murder is murder. Right? Murder is murder. Chicago, they call Chicago the murder capital of the US. But you don't hear nobody saying, don't go Chicago, but they put it now, don't come Trinidad. Boy, these people are the worst. Anyway, I want to commend Beverly Ramsey Moore, the president of Pan Trimbago, for a wonderful show on with the pan and powder. Oh boy, it was great. Thank you, Miss Ramsey Moore. And you keep up the good work. Woman is power. Have a blessed weekend.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Well, the biggest of those parades coming up on Independence Day in Woodbrook. That will be huge. If you think pan and powder was big, the Woodbrook parade is be even bigger. Pan on the Avenue, that is be even bigger.
Yeah, the pan events, there's crash plenty events, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
When you
mean, the
see
pan have its people there, but I mean, it's just about one of the safest events you can go to in the country. You know what I mean? There's little to no incidents. I'm not saying there's none, but there's little to no incidents during a pan concert or pan parade.
yeah, most of the times they are very, very safe.
Yeah.
Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good
You all
morning.
hear me clearly, right?
Yes,
Very
we are.
clear.
Okay. The culture of this country is as follows. When this country be silent under excessive and unnecessary pressure, look out. SOE, waste of time. Regiment, because we don't have an army here. An army is comprised of a million of. Simple. Police, Coast Guard, whoever, look out. Warning again. These white eyes is about to get in hands on Venezuela wealth. Venezuela is Trinidad big sister. It's mucho grande of us here. Grandparents is from next door there. Right? Do not get involved in that cracker next door. Keep our little dot out of it. Send that message to Granny for me, please. Have a nice day and all you be safe and be vigilant.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, your message is on its way. Your message is on its way, caller. Oh, gosh. I like the way they said. Mucho grande. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I want to endorse the sentiments of the last caller. Being a former member of the regiment, and he's absolutely correct about the correct terminology for the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment. I know they have self-proclaimed themselves to be an army, but when you look at the definition of what is called an army, we know we're close to army status, right? But that's another conversation. I digress. I want to support his statements because if he does watch any war movies, any action movies now, and we see what a drone attack is like, Camp Ogden, Tetron, Stubbers Bay, Komoto could be wiped out in 2 seconds if we really go to war with the United States. So if we really contest them, we need to quote the words of Dr. Rowley and parrot the words of Dr. Rowley. We remain neutral with these incidents, and we want no part of it. You understand? But what I really call for is, Wendell, if you can find out if anything was addressed, reference this police officer that pointed his weapon in just to the woman in the truck. And I know we does always like to say it. We don't know what happened before, and I personally don't believe anything could happen before to that unarmed person that you have to point your weapon in just. Like the first rule of standing orders where weapon handling is concerned, never point your weapon at someone in just. Right? So I'm curious as to if any consequences has happened, or if any investigation. I know they would investigate till Die Kingdom come, but I'm curious to know if anything came out of that situation.
I'm not aware that anything came out of it, but I know that it's under investigation by the TTPS. That came out that the TTPS said they are investigating the incident.
Never hear about it again.
Yeah,
but you know more police.
4 young men that was killed on Independence Square, and McDonald Jacob said it would take 3 weeks. We're still waiting on an investigation from the 4 young men. That the one man came out of the vehicle with his hands in the air. They tell him go back in the vehicle and then kill everybody in the vehicle. We're still waiting on those investigations. So I'm glad that I have the opportunity to put it back on the front burner, so that if and when you all get the commissioner, you all could probably send him those questions before So you can't come and say, well, I don't know nothing about it. I have to go back and find out so that he could come with the feedback for those questions. All right? Thank you very much.
One thing consistent about all the last few commissioners is that no information. Zero. It's under investigation. That's it. That's one of the most consistent things about our police service in this country.
Caller, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. Are you guys
Morning.
Happy Friday. First of all, Sir Charles, I got a call from my friend Mahi in Columbus, Ohio, and she said you keep saying that she's in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So can you check when she sent a message? These are new people who they have enjoyed your program. So try and read it right. They feel happy when you call where they are.
Okay, so
Anyway,
where is she today?
she's in Columbus, Ohio. She's a flight attendant with us.
Oh, Columbus,
So
Ohio. Okay.
she's following. She loves the radio, and she enjoys your program on Sunday and everything like that.
Okay.
Anyway, enough
Sorry
of that.
about that, Mahi.
The next thing. It's funny how America. I think this vice president, which I have no kind of respect for here in the U.S., neither Trump. They need, as I said, Wendell, I am the one who sent that message to you.
Yes, I didn't know if you wanted me to identify you, but I'm happy that you're doing that now.
Yes, because I don't know, he's talking without thinking. And America, you have to go online and do a research to find out how many murders have taken place. It's way beyond Trinidad and Tobago. It's like half of Trinidad and Tobago just for the year of last year. For this year, up to now, they don't put it out until the end of the year in all the states. So I think he really needs to check himself when he's calling Trinidad. A lot of people up here are upset about it. Yeah, but the main thing what I've noticed with Trinidad and Tobago, basically, and this is what it's beyond me, how everything that America does, we agree with it. We find an excuse to justify their actions and just accept it. Look at the thing with England, when England raised that fee or requirements for a visa or whatever it was to go to England. England of all people, according to Trevor Noah, the comedian, should never be talking about they should be ashamed to be talking about immigration, because they're the ones who went and invade everybody's country and talk about early settlers when they were the early terrorists. According to their standard, was a terrorist. That's what they did back in the colonial times. And we sit down and we accept that. Look at what Botswana and all these other countries in Africa doing. Everything that they have created now, talking about visas and deporting people. In Africa, they start doing them the same thing. If you go to Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and all these places, the same fee they charge for a US visa, for you to come here, they charge for the same fee to go there. Donald Trump deported Africans. They deported over 500 Africans just last month out of Botswana. That lady prime minister down there, she's doing very well. This is what we need to do in Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean. Whatever America and Trump comes up with, you're reciprocated. Look at Brazil. When you all know this, you all travel to America. When you come here, what they want you to do? They want you to take pictures, and some of people, they want you to take fingerprints. In Brazil, when I go to Brazil, I have to do that. I have to take fingerprints and take pictures. When I go to Santo Domingo, the same thing. In my uniform. Ask any other pilot who does it. And once you go in there and you're going to stay overnight, you have to take a picture. You have to give your fingerprints. That's how it is. And Trinidad and Tobago is just like puppets. We have a puppet prime minister in Trinidad and Tobago. She just accepts everything America does. I don't get it. Kamala and they are heading for a downfall, and I still don't agree how you could just come into power and just send them so many people at one time and try to justify it. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see what happens. You all have a great weekend and be safe down there.
Thanks, Captain Ron. Take care.
And tell Mahi I said sorry.
I could hear the frustration in your voice.
Yeah, and I understand the issue of reciprocal reciprocity with regard to, especially England. England annoys me. But as you know, that visa requirement from England particularly irks me. Because we were a former colony and it's you who brought many of our ancestors here. How dare you? You know, and as Ron, was it Ron who just spoke there?
Yes,
You know, who are you to institute things like that on us? You're the ones who particularly make the country to what it is today in terms of its makeup, through indentured leadership and enslaved Africans. And well, other people would have come here too, but so England particularly irks me that they put in a visa requirement. I find that irritating from a historical perspective. It's just downright irritating. I don't know why Trinidadians maybe Trinidadians are irritated, but they just don't say anything. But I don't know why more Trinidadians are not irritated by it. I find it highly irritating, and I assume less Trinidadians go, but he's right. Why hasn't Trinidad and Tobago instituted the similar requirements on British citizens? And say, okay, if you want to charge us £115 or £200 or whatever it is, that's how much you're required to pay to come to Trinidad. Now, I know Tobago will probably be upset because they get a lot of British tourists, but it's also about your identity as a country.
Yeah.
It's all, you matter. You have value. You have a value, Trinidad and Tobago.
Try to get the administrations to understand that, because it's the same thing that goes on when we talk about the travel restrictions and all those things. Everybody put travel restrictions on us. Do we dare think about putting restrictions on them? You understand? We know all what's happening here.
A lot of people do not put travel restrictions on us. I mean, the United States has had its visa regime forever. So I don't understand. I understand the United States. Okay, that's a separate kettle of fish. I understand the US because that visa requirement has always been there. But the British, I have an issue with.
Yeah.
63 years. And because some people claiming asylum, you get confused. Oh my God, 35 people from Trinidad claimed asylum or whatever. Even if it's 1,000. 1,000 people from Trinidad claim asylum. Oh my God, we are so confused. We don't know what to do.
Hold it right there, Richard. Caller, good morning to you.
Hello, morning.
Morning, caller.
Yes, just want to maybe a little off the topic, morning to you, Sir Charles, Wendell, and Richard.
Morning.
There's a new thing in Trinidad right now, I noticed. Cyclists are riding against the traffic, and nobody's doing anything about it. I'm wondering if a police officer could give a ticket for that, because they are doing nothing and it's causing drivers to pull on the other side, right?
When you say cyclists, you mean those guys who look all professional, the group of them who go about?
No, not professional, the normal cyclists. You feel that when they ride onward traffic, the driver will see them easier, but they're supposed to be in the same line.
Yep. I've noticed it too.
All over Trinidad, I go, I'm meeting this.
Okay.
I've noticed it too. You're right, caller.
But I feel PTO now is police ticketing officer.
All right.
I've noticed it too. And I always find it as be like, what are you doing? Go in the direction of the traffic, because you're mobile in terms of but by cyclists feel that and you're right, and he's right, not the professional ones who's cycling and following rules. These are ones who feel that the road rules don't apply. So I feel to go up against the traffic, I could go up against the traffic because the road rules don't apply to me. Because they consider themselves like pedestrians, I suppose, in their minds.
Okay, I haven't noticed it, but I would imagine it would have come out of cyclists being knocked down. I mean,
no, it's nothing so intense, Wendell. No, it's nothing intense like that. They just figure that they don't have to follow any rules.
Okay.
So if I feel to ride up against the traffic that's coming down, let's say a one-way street, I could ride up. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So because all of a sudden you see a cyclist in front of you and you have to kind of stop or pull to the side, or you understand? Because you feel the road rules don't apply.
Okay.
You can do whatever.
And it's really surprising that somebody hasn't really been knocked down because of that whole situation.
I'm sure people have been knocked down. They just may not have been.
Yeah.
They may not have had some injury or died.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there are collisions that happen.
Well, there was a death, if you remember, around the savannah not too long ago. I think the guy was he a journalist too? Also, I think. He was riding around by the zoo there, and he was knocked down. I don't know if you remember. You have heard nothing about that accident since. Eh?
No, you haven't.
Mm.
Mr. Patrick, good morning to you.
Yeah. I was sitting down recently and I was having a discussion about this 15% tariff. I wonder if people really understand how 15% tariff could affect your country if you selling goods to another country. And not only that, tourism in Trinidad and Tobago involved hard for the order. You see, with these visa restrictions and all kinds of things going on, yeah, a lot of tourists not traveling much as they used to travel before, right? And another thing, I went to the bank yesterday looking for some forex. When they're only getting you 200 US.
Yeah, long time now.
Long time.
Yeah, but my ask you also, we're going to do 200 US. And the credit card now, it dropped down to 2,000.
Yes.
So, hello. So, a lot of business people now.
Mr. Patrick?
Which is why when Gavin Jofield was talking to us, and he was talking about sacrifice and stuff, I got a little irritated when then. Because we have been, I'm not irritated with him, but irritated with the narrative of we need to do more sacrificing and stuff like that. What the hell we were doing for the last 14, 15 years? Exactly that. And after 15 years or 10, let's go for the last government. After 10 years, you couldn't solve the forex problem?
Yeah.
After 10 years, you can't get our GDP growing in double digits?
Apparently, no.
That's what people elect you for, to solve those problems.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
And Mr. Raghubar Singh, I endorse what I say, but here's the reason why we continue to have single digit or negative digit growth, right? Because as you recall, when the whole trading regime was changed by the World Trading Organization, where you will have open trading and non-protectionist regimes, as a microstate as ours, whose GDP is something of the fractions of the major nations, and as you rightly said before, the colonial nations. We don't control anything. I'll give you an example. So you all didn't take calls when Mr. Jofi was on that morning, but one of the questions I wanted to ask him is this, right? When we talk about liquidity in the financial system, we see the banks posting profits every year over the last 15 years. All of them make over $1 billion in profit, right? But what comes back to us as account holders? Cents. When I saw mine, it was about 25 cents. Some years it's 15 cents. You understand what I'm saying? And the fact is a cartel controlled by the banks. And as Minister Input said, all central banks are just regulatory bodies, but for the banks, not for our benefit. So we will never see the benefit of the world economic order unless it changes. And that is what BRICS is about. And what BRICS is about is buying goods from each other in our own currency without using an intermediary currency of the US dollar. And this has been the feature of the world from since the end of World War II and the Marshall Plan, where the currency that was used to fund the the reconstruction of Europe was the US dollar and not sterling. That is when the sun set on the British Empire. And that is what we locked into. And nobody is to give us the fact. Don't talk about diversification. Our first entry into diversification, the biggest success, is the Point Lisas industrial estate. But you know what? We didn't diversify the economy into areas that were successful before. Like, for example, we were the king of cocoa in the early 19th century, cocoa and coffee, right? Why didn't we look to have Guyana be the place to grow cassava on a massive scale, funded by the CARICOM, so that we can have cassava flour as our product to send to the world market, as opposed to wheat flour? How about that? You understand what I'm saying? And that is the problem. The forerunner to you, we was the Imperial College of Tropical Agriculture. You know what happened? All the colonies of the British Empire used to come here to study agriculture here and how to make better plants and so on. What we did, we established UWI, but that went up begging. You understand what I'm saying? After we became independent. To do what? To follow traditional study and so on. But I'm saying that the answer for our diversity has been given to us by people like Sir Arthur Lewis, the eminent economist, even Dr. Eric Williams, even Dr. Walter Rodney, right? Even Dr. J.D. Elder from Tobago. We have them here, we have the resources here, but we push these people aside and do not go to diversification efforts that will be relevant to us and allow us to have south-south, east-east trading. Once you continue to be look toward the metropole, these people will not solve our problem because they are now turning inwards. Thank you from around, gentlemen.
Yeah, okay,
Thanks for allowing me the opportunity. Take care and have a good weekend.
Thanks much. Hi, people. So give us a call. It's Friday. You're tuned to Talk 281-1315. Remember, you can regular
the
call.
lines are open, as you can see on our on the screen. 281-1315, 281-1315. We're taking your calls. We're discussing whatever you want to discuss.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. I often reflect on when my parents used to carry us to Caparo, and we would drive through acres of orange fields. You used to see orange in perfect rows and columns, and the trees always laden with orange. You could have stopped at the side of the road, jump over the drain, and go and pick an orange and run back in your car. And I always felt that I always felt at that age that we have a big orange market in Trinidad and Tobago. We were exporting orange to the Caribbean and the Americas and all this good stuff. When we used to go to Americas and we used to pass through Santa Cruz, it's still there, but it's not as flourishing as it used to. As I remember it as a child, the cocoa fields in Santa Cruz. You could just stop your car, run, jump across the drain and go and pick a cocoa. And so many other things. Bauxite. We used to, when I was young, I remember my parents showed me where the bauxite places there in Carenage. And our country has seemed to have just sell everything, close down everything, and become dependent on the United States of America and their products. I don't know why we talking about import bill, and we still importing a set of unnecessary things from the US, and we can't get forex, and we still importing 5 different kind of milk and 5 different kind of rice and all kind of things, and our country is under pressure. When are we going to realize we need to stop importing half of these things? If we need to get like we would eventually have to do it, and we will end up like Cuba or Colombia, where it was only one product you have on the shelf. Let me look to diversify before we get there, right? It's something that the layman could see. The only people who can't see that is the politicians and them. Why, when you go into the supermarket, there are 10 different brands of corned beef, and we imported 9 out of them. Only 1 is ours. 10 different brands of powder milk, 10 different brands of sugar, and all of it is imported. We have to make a decision and cut off a limb if it's not making sense. I come up here for 2 months. I come up here. When I went to the bank, and here the funny thing, the bank is telling you have to bring your itinerary to get US. So you're going to the bank with itinerary telling you it's 2 months you'll be in the United States for. And then we'll watch that itinerary for 2 months and tell you all you can get is 200 US. Not 200 US a day, 200 US for this flight that you will be away for 2 months for. And they're telling you, well, all you could get is 200 US.
You're talking about the local bank, right?
Pardon me?
You're talking about the local bank.
Yes.
Because you could go and stick your credit card.
Go to Scotia. I was able to get a little kakada from Scotia Bank, and I had to wait for a period of time. They tell you come this week for that, come next week for that, come this 2 days in a particular week for a certain amount, and I was able to get a certain amount of US. But FCB, which is a local bank, them don't care how long you traveling for. $200 for each trip. The trip could be 2 days or 10 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks. $200 is all you could get. And you're right to say it has been that way for 15 years now. It has now come that way. I have spoken about this before on the station and other stations. It has now turned so.
If you take your credit card,
very much, Lincoln.
if you put money on a credit card and you travel to the United States and you go in any machine or bank, you withdraw in 1,000 US easy, no? Easy. Maybe a lot of people don't know that, but you can go and withdraw from your credit card when you get out there. If you want cash, that is.
Right. Caller, good morning to you.
Hey, morning again, gentlemen. Hey, I just want to say the gentleman who called about diversification, go to the top of the class, brother. Well said about, how the trade economy has been managed, regardless of whoever government was in place. That shows a lack of foresight and having real economists and people involved in business and trade being left out of the picture. Well, most of the time anyway. And Captain Ron, man, I couldn't agree with you more than everything you said. Surprise, guys, right? In relation to reciprocations against the so-called developed world and their restrictions with, people coming into the country, the genuine cases of asylum seekers and those seeking opportunity compared to the criminals and the cockroaches, as Gary would call those elements. The only difference, though, Captain Ron, if I get to mention, is that all these other countries who are doing the right things as far as vetting and allowing individuals into their countries and monitoring them and making sure they don't overstay their time. The only difference is the US never practiced that, but that all ended as of November last year. Have a good day, gentlemen. Cheers. Bye.
Right. Take care.
All right. Calls are coming in. Yeah. Good morning, caller. Your turn to talk. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning, Sir Charles Richard Wendell.
Morning.
Morning again.
I was looking at the 63rd anniversary gala, Independence Gala for Jamaica. Jamaicans are very patriotic. Everybody in that stadium was in Jamaican colors. The leader of the opposition stood next to the Prime Minister in the front row. The Prime Minister's wife was on the right side of the leader of the opposition. The leader of the opposition's wife was on the right side or the left side of the Prime Minister. The Chief of Defense Staff, who is a woman, she was in her green top, her gold skirt with black dots. Everybody was there with the Jamaican colors, and they're celebrating Jamaica's 63rd independence. They don't have a president because they're still under British rule. They have a governor general. And it just goes to show it was a very, very big affair in Jamaica. And we trivializing ours in Trinidad and Tobago is no big deal. We don't really need it anymore. It's most disgusting and sickening to be a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago and have people thinking that way when I listen to that kid. Thank you.
Okay. You know, what's the last thing he said when he listened to Naked? That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering where he got that feeling that, you know, citizens were not annoyed or were not interested in having an independence anymore, anything like that.
Well, we wait and see.
Yeah, I think a lot of citizens are irritated that there is not going to be anything. So now I see the regional corporations are trying to pull up and do stuff. So the Port of Spain City Council has a day planned of Independence Day celebration activities geared towards families and children and stuff like that. And it ends with the Pan on the Avenue, Wendell in Woodbrook.
Yes.
So the Port of Spain City Council is doing their stuff. I think the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation is having fireworks.
Yes, they're having fireworks.
They're having fireworks.
They started doing that fireworks a few years ago, but they continue.
Yeah. So they're having their fireworks celebrations in terms of that area. I think it's in the Etihad ground. Is it?
Yes, in the Etihad ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for a little while. I only hope that this year they light the area properly. Because
Well, I don't think I remember doing anything from the conversation we had when several members of the council were before us. I know we were talking at Rima Fest. We weren't really talking independence, but from the narrative that they were saying there, I don't think that Arima is very hopeful about anything happening. You know, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will have fireworks or something.
Maybe somebody might pull out the checkbook.
Uncle Barry needed
It doesn't seem, but Jamaicans have always come across as being very passionately Jamaican.
Oh, they are.
And I'm not saying that Trinidadians and Tobagonians are not passionate, but we are not as overly, we certainly are not as ostentatious and as visible as Jamaicans are about Jamaica. That's just the reality. Yeah. Not that we have less patriotism, but we don't exhibit it in the same way.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is messaging. It is the messaging that comes from our leaders. I'm sorry, but it does. For the 10 years that the PNM was there and they had Independence Day celebrations, very few opposition members went. And that was always a source of consternation for a lot of people because it is about country. It's not about any party thing. It's about Independence Day celebrations. It's about us and our identity, as is Republic Day. Now, I don't think the PNM will do the same thing. That if there was an Independence Day celebration, maybe some PNM people might not go. But it's all part of this, this silliness that passes for politics in Trinidad and Tobago. And rather than saying, look, this is about us as a people, because the rest of the world is not really concerned. They don't care. If you can't have any value to your own identity and see it as important as your brand, who's going to do it for you? Nobody. Barbados is very aware of what their brand is. Jamaica is very aware of what their brand is. Grenada, St. Vincent, Dominica, they're all very aware of what their brand is.
All right, so let's stick a pin right there. Let's go to the news and we will come back and take a couple calls before we wrap, once we could get them in.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek, starting with news in the region. The Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of Our America, ALBA TCP, held an emergency summit on Wednesday, declaring support for Venezuela as U.S. warships head toward the southern Caribbean. The virtual meeting, hosted from Caracas, included leaders from Cuba, Venezuela, Bolivia, Nicaragua, and several Caribbean nations, with Honduras attending as a guest. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel warned that the deployment of U.S. naval and air assets under Southern Command was more than a counter-narcotics mission, calling it a threat to regional stability. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro thanked allies for their solidarity, calling ALBA an alliance of warriors for peace. The summit declaration rejected false pretexts for foreign intervention and urged CELAC to convene foreign ministers on the matter. The U.S. has deployed 3 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, the USS Gravely, USS Jason Dunham, and USS Sampson, supported by 4,000 sailors and Marines, saying the mission targets narcotics trafficking. The move follows Washington's $50 million reward offer for information leading to Maduro's arrest and the seizure of alleged assets. Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo made a surprise visit to the Adult Accident and Emergency Department at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex on August 20th. He was joined by Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, chairman of the North Central Regional Health Authority, and members of the department's team. The Health Ministry says Dr. Bodo reviewed operations and patient-centered services, aiming to improve efficiency and outcomes. He stressed that cutting wait times and enhancing customer service remain top priorities for health sector reform. The minister also toured the St. Joseph Enhanced Health Center, meeting staff and patients. According to the ministry, the visit reinforced government's commitment to providing timely, quality, and compassionate care across Tobago's public health system. An extension has been granted for the independent expert panel investigating the death of 6-year-old Jasher Francois. The Ministry of Health says the report is now due on August 25th, giving the panel more time for a thorough review. This includes examining patient records at Southwest Regional Health Authority institutions, interviewing medical staff, and engaging with the Francois family following Jasher's burial. The 4-member panel, appointed on August 11th by Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Basesar, is tasked with determining if proper standards of care and professional responsibilities were upheld. Jasher was admitted to the San Fernando Teaching Hospital on August 7th for a dry cough. After being given oxygen and nebulizer treatments, he received intravenous magnesium sulfate, then complained of burning and vomited. Moments later, resuscitation efforts failed. A hospital post-mortem listed aspiration pneumonitis as the cause of death. But his parents disputed this, and a private autopsy by pathologist Professor Hubert Daisley suggested Jasher also suffered a sudden heart problem during treatment. Jasher was laid to rest on Saturday. The All Tobago Fisherfolk Association is raising the alarm about Venezuelans operating in Tobago's territorial waters. President Curtis Douglas says the activity of these vessels remains unclear, but fishermen fear for their safety. He noted that Tobagonians already face pressure from Bajan fishermen entering local waters for flying fish, and now Venezuelans are also posing a threat. Douglas says hotspots of activity have been identified off Castora and Bell Garden, and fishermen are too afraid to confront crews they believe may be armed. He is calling on national security to act, warning that nets, lines, and fish traps are being destroyed. Meanwhile, Douglas says ATFA has written to the Prime Minister seeking $3.5 million owed by the Tobago House of Assembly for assistance provided during last year's oil spill. He accused the THA of avoiding the association, despite settling payments with others. The government says it remains committed to transforming the nation's water delivery service. Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Clyde Elder, gave the assurance as he delivered the feature address at WASA's 60th anniversary celebrations at the authority's complex in Lowlands, Tobago, on Wednesday. Elder said the focus is on upgrading aging infrastructure, improving efficiency and accountability, and expanding reliable access to safe water across the country. He stressed that the government's goal is a water sector that is resilient, sustainable, and capable of meeting the growing needs of the population. The minister also praised WASA workers, describing the authority as a lifeline for communities. As part of the celebrations, WASA presented hampers to 10 long-standing customers who have consistently made their payments on time for the past 60 years. In international news, Ukraine has suffered one of the heaviest Russian bombardments in weeks, with more than 570 drones and 40 missiles launched overnight. Officials say one person was killed in Lviv and 15 injured in Transcarpathia, after strikes damaged homes, schools, and even a U.S. electronics plant. Ukraine's Air Force reported downing most of the incoming weapons, but confirmed hypersonic, ballistic, and cruise missiles were among those used. The attacks come as U.S. President Donald Trump intensifies diplomatic efforts to end the war. Trump recently met Vladimir Putin in Alaska, and then hosted Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders at the White House. Zelensky has signaled readiness to meet Putin in a neutral venue, naming Switzerland, Austria, or Istanbul, but dismissed Budapest, citing Hungary's close ties to Moscow. Despite diplomatic moves, Zelensky says there is still no sign Russia is serious about negotiations. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
Coach, yes, Coach, are you passionate about serving others and supporting people as they reach the highest version of themselves? My name is Jesse McBarrow, and I've been able to earn a living as a life coach serving people all around the world, and so can you. Are you ready to be internationally certified? Enroll today for this program and learn everything that you need to know about being a professional life coach. Listen, there are payment plans available as well too, so see you in class.
For registration, contact the Institute of Health and Fitness at 336-4935.
Of course, this is, I thought I took this off. Of course, this is where we close off. Well, we're close to closing off. I shouldn't say we're closing off yet. We go till like 8:15, but we're close to closing off the breakfast show this morning.
Yeah, so let's see if I could. I had somebody I was trying to get in before the 8 o'clock news. Let's see if I can get them in now quickly. Caller, good morning.
Morning, guys. You know, I was looking at the video with the lady who the police officer was telling her to come out the car. And as they say in the army, she should have complied and then complained. Because the officer is telling you, come out of your switch off, take off your engine, come out of the vehicle, and she asking, for what? For what? And eventually, you still have to come out the car. You get arrested. She and the officer for himself too, I think he need to go back to the barracks. Lord, he don't even know how to arrest somebody. But comply and complain later because it could turn deadly. She could have ended up like remember the lady in Mova, Gail Bonadine? When she and the officer that struggle gun went off and she died, people comply and complain. It could save your life. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Bye.
What she might have been able to do there, though, and I don't think she set out to do it, is expose a rogue officer and get him dealt with. That is what she may have been able to do there in a case like that. Because we read all manner of things about the same officer after. She might have been able to expose a rogue. And hopefully they'll fix him.
Good morning, caller. We're wrapping up very quickly.
And he was pointing a gun at her.
My position is that people love parades, but from time to time, you may have to pull it back. People all around the world love parades. I love a little parade too, but clearly not as much as other people. That's coming out now. But from time to time, you may have to pull it back, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. No problem. Great.
Any other calls, Sir Charles?
No, I just saw the callers. That was the last call.
Oh, that was the last call. Okay. Well, this is where we wrap up the breakfast show for this morning. And of course, thank you so much for joining us for the last week. And we know you have choices and who you choose to spend your very valuable time with. And we appreciate that you chose us. Makes us feel valuable. So, so thank you for joining us and contributing to the show throughout the week. We appreciate you all, wherever you are on planet Earth. Of course, have a fantastic weekend. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. Theatre will be back soon on September 6th and 7th. Tickets are already out for You Don't Leave Foul to watch Corn at K-Squared Fashions in C3 Center and Brentwood Mall and Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout in Marabella. You can get your tickets there already. They already have tickets. Get your tickets early. We expect to have 2 really fantastic shows in San Fernando on the 6th and 7th. You should not miss this play. You can see it from all of the reports from the people who came to Queen's Zone. You can see some of them on the, if you go to RSR Productions Theatre, you can see some of their comments, and the comments are nothing less than fantastic.
All right. Folks, don't forget we migrate to Gael TV from September 1st, okay? We will be on Gael TV from September 1st. We will be live on YouTube and Facebook as usual, but the TV channel that will be showing us will be Gael TV.
Yeah, we're moving off M&E TV. I mean, we love M&E TV, but things change and you have to move on. So
yeah. All right, folks, have a wonderful day. Remember, one life, live it.
Yeah, and New Era TT Radio continues on the stream, NewEraTTRadio.com and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. Have a fantastic weekend, people. Put a smile on your face. The weekend has begun. Oh, thank you, weekend. This has been The Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned